Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 5th of September. My disclaimer, it is for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com and was published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. Right, on Tuesday morning, I wrote a post saying that obviously we had an awful lot of buy signals, and I was expecting to see a retest of the high on ES and SPX, and here it is. So all of the buy signals that I was talking about on Tuesday morning have made target: ES, NQ, RTY, YM, DAX, and ESTX. So that's 6 out of 6. In terms of where we are in terms of potential topping patterns, we're on the RSI. We're in a position now to set up negative divergence. We haven't set it up yet, but watching to see whether we get it. We've now got a pretty nice looking double top on ES. We don't have a double top on NQ. We have gone over the previous high before the decline on Tuesday. Yes, the post was on Wednesday morning, but the decline on Tuesday, we've gone up above that, and I am still wondering about a possible retest of the high. On RTY, we retested that prior high. On YM, the flag I was talking about, we reached the flag resistance yesterday, and it's trying to break up. I'm leaning towards it making a full retest of this high. That would set up a nice looking double top. We've got a nice looking double top on RTY. DAX and the STX is a different story. I think these DAX has made it basically back up to backtest the daily middle band, and of course it could fail there. We shall see. And ESTX has been the weakest of the lows, but has nonetheless made the flag target. All right, let's have a look at the hourly charts. Now, anticipating a bit, because obviously we've got an overnight gain that hasn't actually fed through into the RTH market yet, but I'm expecting to see a retest of this high, obviously, at 6508.23. That will set up a nice little level top. On Qs, I'm wondering about a retest of, we've got up and we should open over this high here at 578, and I'm wondering about a possible test of 58332. 578. A move over that kills this head and shoulders and sets up a target at a retest of this high. Looking at Dia, Dia should be opening pretty close to or at a retest of this high here at 45787. So we will see. We're in a position where we could start setting up sell signals on the RSI 5s on the RTH Charlie charts, and a couple of these on Dia particularly. We could set that up on the just on the RSI 5 at the moment. Okay, IWM should again open at this high, and I'll be watching to see whether or not the current resistance trend lines hold. We've got one on IWM not far above. We've got one on Dia not far above, and we will see whether or not they hold. If they do hold, then I'll be looking for a reversal and a large retracement. If they don't hold, then potentially these can go higher. But the main resistance trend line that I'm watching are on SPX, where obviously it is now significantly above. I've got this probably 70 points higher, and on the Qs, even higher still relatively. So watching these trend lines and expecting these to hold, but even if they do hold on SPX and the Qs, we could go significantly higher. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts on DAX. There's not a lot to see on the daily middle bands here. Obviously, everything is clearly back above it. On DAX, though, we've been we've been seeing a bit of a bounce here, and at the moment it would take a bit of a stretch to get back over the daily middle band. I'm not really expecting it to get back over. We will see. On Nikkei, we've been testing the daily middle band again. We closed yesterday very slightly below it, and I'll be interested to see where that closes today. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX, this is kind of developing like a bull flag, so I'm wondering about a retest of this high here. 6-minute sell signal has reached possible near miss target. ZB flag formed, broke up, and has now made target. So could this be the second high of a double top? Yes, but this is the high that I was beginning to think we might not. High retest I was beginning to think that we might not see. Hey, Doug. So we will see. We've got a 6-minute sell signal here, and at the moment that is failing. ZN, we've gone over, significantly over this resistance trend line. So at this point, I'm discarding this resistance trend line. We will see how it goes from here, but I'll be doing a full review in the bigger picture at the weekend of where we stand on the charts here. But this is the retest of the high on ZB that I was expecting to see, and we have now actually seen it. In terms of CL, CL, we've got a 6-minute buy signal fix, not been doing a great deal so far. We've got a likely bear flag, which has broken down with a target at a retest this low here in about the 61.20 area. On HO, got a flag. This one hasn't broken down yet, although it is close. Although my trend lines have moved. Hang on 1 second. So where are we on this? Wait a sec. All right, we're pretty close to possible flag support. We will see how this develops, but if that breaks down, I'll be looking for a retest this low here. On RBOB, we've got a head and shoulders here. I have to say this is looking a bit like a bull flag for me at the moment. But if it isn't a bull flag, then we've still got an open head and shoulder target in about the 1.952 area. Looking at NG, we've got an IHS which is broken up with a target in about 3.32 area. GC has gone and made a new all-time high. 60-minute sell signal reached the possible near miss target, and that's as far as that one gets, I think. So watching with interest to see where this goes from here. SI, pretty close to a retest of the high here too. At the moment, we had strong resistance in the 40 area, and this looks like a break and a back test of that at the moment. I'm wondering whether we've opened up the next big resistance area, which is a retest of the all-time high at 49.51. Palladium, we had an IHS, and that has failed. I'm looking for a retest of this low, so in the 108.8 area. Looking at PL, nice retracement here. Obviously, we killed the initial flag, so leaning towards, well, keeping an open mind, but looks like we might see a retest of this high. But obviously mixed signals, and Palladium's looking most definitely looking down. HG, this still looks like a bear flag forming. And obviously we've been in a pretty narrow range now for about a month and a half. Not an awful lot to see on the currencies until a few minutes ago, but at the moment, this is the dollar going down and euro going up. Possibly setting up a double top here, but could just continue higher. GBP USD, buy signal made target, reaching declining resistance here, which could of course be bull flag support. This could be about to break up. So it does look as though DX might actually be, yeah, it's breaking down towards this low here. Looking at USD JPY, strong move down. So kind of looks like a bear flag here, although not one with a decent resistance trend line. USD CAD is feeling a little, well, not really done a great deal, although it's been moving. Australian dollar breaking up. NZ USD looks like it may well breaking up too. KC, nice looking double top here, hasn't broken down yet. SB, I was talking about a possible retest of this low here in about the 1544 area. No, 1543 area, and we're getting pretty close to that. I'm leaning towards seeing that. That could be the second low of a large double bottom. CC, still looking somewhat like a flag, but not one with a decent support trend line. CT has retested the low here. I'm thinking this might be a major low forming at the moment. Lumber, we're seeing a bit of a rally here. Bigger picture, we've broken down with a target on a double top with a target considerably lower. I'm not seeing any particular reason to think that won't make target. Yeah, sure I can, mate. ZW, nice looking double bottom here, and we have come back and retested this low, so I'm thinking that might be enough. On corn, we've got possible double top forming here, but mainly we've got an IHS which is broken up with a target in the 441 area. On soy, soy could be forming a topping pattern here. Obviously we had a nice flag, but that broke down. Don't really have a successor pattern. We could be forming a head and shoulders right shoulder here. On soybean oil, possible double bottom. Live cattle looks like a bull flag forming, and lean hogs, we are still respecting this resistance trend line here. So as long as that remains the case, I think we might be topping out for a move down into this trend line support in about the 89.7 area. All right, just to recap on On equities, we have seen basically the post I did on Wednesday morning was talking about all the buy signals. We had across the board buy signals: ES, NQ, RTY, YM, DAX, and STX. All of those have now made target. I was talking about a retest of this high, and we've made that retest. We could easily set up some sell signals here, but waiting to see if those develop. In terms of targets, which I'm thinking may be made here, looking at SPX. At the open, we should have retested this high, so we will have a nice looking level top there. On the Qs, we should be over 578. That means this head and shoulders will have failed, and we've got a target up at a retest of the high here at 58332. I'm thinking that may well be made, so I would be thinking of at least some more upside. On Dia, we should be back up at the retest of this high, and IWM, we should be back up at the retest of this high. This gives us, apart from the Qs, at the retests of those highs, that gives us a number of modest but nice looking little level tops, and I will be wondering whether we will see a reversal on those. So I'll be watching for that. I'll be watching for sell signals, and we will see how it goes. All right, great. Let's have a quick look. No more questions. All right, my pleasure as always. Everyone have a great weekend, and everyone take care, and I'll see you again on Monday. Cheers.